Hello everyone. In this presentation, I'm going to show how we can use Python to do principal component analysis. As a first step, we start by importing the Python libraries needed for analysis. NumPy supports numerical operations. Pandas manage tabular data. sklearn provides tools for principal component analysis, PCA, and data preprocessing. And matplotlib is used for visualization. So we are importing everything that we need for our analysis. So we run this. After that, once this is over, we are going to load snacks dataset. So this is still running. Now it's finished. So loading snacks dataset, what it does is we read the snacks.csv file into our pandas data frame snacks_df. In our data, each row represents a snack and each column represents a characteristic such as calories or ratings of that snack. So we're going to run this. So now we have loaded this data. Next, we can take a look at some descriptive statistics. We can calculate the mean values for the calories and ratings in the data set. So a quick look in the mean. So that's what we see here. Next, we can compute covariance. We compute covariance for calories and ratings. So once again, to do that, we are creating a covariance matrix. We have got a variable here. This is our data frame. We are interested in these two variables, and .cov open bracket close bracket gives us the covariance matrix, and we can print it to see how that covariance matrix look. So we can see covariance here, and calories and ratings are negatively related with each other. So as calories go up, ratings go down. Next step, to standardize the relationship between calories and ratings, we compute the correlation coefficient. That's what we are doing here. Correlation ranges from -1 to +1, and therefore it's easier to interpret than covariances. So we are going to create the correlation between calories and ratings and print that correlation over here. So the correlation between the two is -0.56. So they are negatively correlated. Next, we are going to prepare data for PCA, principal component analysis. Before performing PCA, we extract the numeric variables of interest and remove any rows with missing values. That's what we are doing here. .drop NA removes any missing values because PCA requires complete numerical data. So we have run that. Next, we standardize data. Standardize the variables so that each have a mean of 0 and standard deviation of 1. This step ensures that calories and ratings contribute equally to the principal component analysis. So the tool that we need is standard scaler. So sklearn.preprocessing imports standard scaler, and we create a variable scaler using this tool, and then we transform our variables here. The x is our variable that we are interested in, the two variables, calories and ratings, for which we are doing the principal component analysis. So we have put those two variables after removing all the missing values in our variable called x. Captures both. It's a vector that contains these two variables. Now what we are doing here is that variable, that vector that we have x now is getting scaled. It's transformed so that we have mean of 0 and standard deviation of 1. So we run this. Now we can run the principal component analysis with two components. So we apply this. The first component captures the greatest amount of variability in the data, and second captures the remaining variability in an orthogonal direction. So that's what we are running here. Next, we can extract the principal component analysis components and store them in a variable called components. That's what we have here. So this is extracting the components from this PCA. After that, we can visualize the principal component analysis results with scatter plot. So we know that this is the variable in which we have stored the components. So now we are going to plot it. First, we determine what exactly the scatter plot will be plotting between calories and rating, and the color is going to be blue for all the data set we have. We rescale principal component analysis directions for plotting. So that's what this step is doing. After that, we are going to be plotting one of the components, the first principal component Z1, by using this code, which essentially creates the first principal component, and then the second principal component, which is going to be perpendicular to the first one, is created with this. We're just using different colors, red and teal, to distinguish the two principal components. After that, we label and style so that we know what we are doing here. Calories will be X label, ratings Y label, and it's a principal component analysis for snack ratings versus calories. And now we can run this to show how the principal component look like. So they are perpendicular to each other, and this is how the data is for us. The next step is to summarize the principal component analysis results. So we calculate how much variance each principal component explains, because the objective of principal component analysis is to see how much variance can be explained with two components that we have extracted here. And this way we will know how many components really will be needed to represent the data. So if I get a lot of the variance being explained by one component, in some sense that one component is actually providing us a lot of description of the data. So that's what we are going to do here in this code. We are summarizing and determining how much of the explained variance is being provided by the two components. We see that the proportion of variance explained by the first component is about 80% and the second one is about 20%. So a fairly large percentage of variance is explained by the first component. After that, we go to the loadings. We look at what exactly the principal loadings are, because this will show how strongly each original variable contributes to each principal component. So this allows us to interpret what each component really represents. Right, so first what we are going to do is store those principal component, the component loadings in this particular data frame, PCS components underscore DF, and then we know how calories and ratings are contributing to PC1 and PC2. So calories 0.84 contribute, and then ratings minus 0.53, and opposite over here. And then we can also compute PCA scores that represent the original observations expressed in the new principal component coordinate system. So we are creating those scores, principal component analysis scores, and then capturing it in this new principal component coordinate system. So we have PC1 and PC2, and these are the scores that we are capturing in this principal component analysis scores here. So with that, I conclude the presentation, and hopefully you now can do principal component analysis with the help of Python. Thank you.